Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hamo in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Television and Film Awards was held at the Safari Park Hotel. And I tell you, man, it was incredible.
I saw you.
It's getting to the next level. I had just landed from Dar es Salaam. Do you know
Yes,
that?
I remember.
Literally.
Huh?
And took off straight. I was dressing in the car. And come a Superman.
Huga boss. I still remember.
And it was great. At the end of the evening,
Yes.
Sippy Chadha, the producer, director of Subira, walked away with 5 Kalashas. 5 Kalashas. Imagine. Yeah. And she'll tell us more about it right now. And also there were other big winners of the night. But this one was huge. It was Sippy's first ever feature film. She had done 4 other short films before. But this one was the first ever. It took her 8 years
8
to
years.
put together.
Thank God.
Look at that.
We need stories like
We
this.
need stories like this and
Yes.
more and more. There were other great winners of the night.
Yes.
Supermoto was also a big winner. MC Jesse walked away with 2 awards.
Nakwambia natembea na hizo awards everywhere. Hata town sahi iko nayo, I'm sure. You will see him.
By the way, Subira premiered last night. Yes, and Sippy literally has just come in from the theater because they had a late night. Also joining us, Timothy Owase. He's the acting CEO of the Kenya Film Commission. Folks, welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Congratulations, Sippy.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And it's great to be here this morning.
When they announced your name on Saturday, other than the tears, were you shocked?
Completely. I wasn't expecting it because, you know, the competition is so stiff and other directors are very well known as well. So, yeah, I was completely overwhelmed, actually. Yeah.
So first it was the best director, right? Before the overall. And you went on stage and you said, it's been such a journey. Because this movie took so long to make. Why?
Yeah. You know, it's been a struggle because I was actualizing my own emotions. It wasn't like I'm a commercial director or anything. It came out of a personal story that I needed to have my story out there through the medium of film, you know. And then where's the money? You have to save your own money. Who's going to believe in your talent, you know? Today, I'm standing at a very different position with Kalasha Awards behind me, and the people have seen the film last night, and the reviews are just amazing, you know. So it's a bit of a different reality. But 8 years ago, who knew you, you know? The script comes in 125 pages. The vision is inside your head, you know. So it was, I have a Danish producer. She came down from Denmark to co-write the structure of the film. And she saw my passion then, because I would stand up and I'd go up and down and go through each character. Even the bad ones, I wouldn't let her sort of make fun of them or something, you know. So she saw my commitment to the craft of filmmaking and said, okay, I'm going to produce it with you. So I'm ever thankful to her, and her name is Vibeke Moasia.
Okay, we're going to ask you in a short while what Subira is all about. But in the meantime, Timothy, these Kalashas, this is number what? Number 8? Is this the 8th annual?
This is the 8th.
8th annual, huh?
Yes.
I mean, look, I think I was at the 2nd annual a few years ago, and now the 8th. And the difference is night and day. Huh? You guys are literally taking it to the next level. What's the secret?
Thank you, Jeff. Core to our mandate, and allow me first to congratulate Sippy for the big and deserved win. Core to our mandate is basically to create a vibrant film industry in Kenya. And Kalasha is just one of those key programs that we really put in place to identify the challenges in terms of quality, the skills gap, and also to appreciate the kind of work that our creatives are actually doing by appreciating talent. So Kalasha, being in its 8th year, it has grown over time, and based on what you saw last Saturday, I think the sky is the limit for the industry.
And people falling over each other to be there. So seeing, you know, Senator Gideon Moy, you know.
I mean, the who is who?
C.S. Jomo Shero. Sure. Women's Rev, Esther Pasaris. I mean, it was a huge night. And of course, the stars came out. And if nobody has ever heard the name, and of course they will hear it from yesterday, the premiere was fantastic. What is it about? Give us a little synopsis.
Yeah, Subira is about a girl in Lamu, and she has a little simple dream, but tradition doesn't allow it. And I feel that when tradition doesn't evolve with time, it becomes oppression. So it is a girl and how she finds inner courage and strength to overcome still remains within the confines of tradition, but finds her freedom within, you know. It's my own story, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's your own story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that.
You know, because I came from India in an arranged marriage 21 years ago. So, you know, the media has been saying that I was forced. I was not forced into marriage. I chose my guy. Yeah. But the thing is that the timeline, you know, by the time you turn, like, you know, in your mid-20s, you're supposed to be married. You're supposed to marry into the right family. You're supposed to have a son. All these supposed to and to-do lists. After I had my 2 kids in Kenya, I just couldn't do that, you know, and I had to quit financial services to then address my feelings, what I was feeling, through the medium of writing, directing and producing. So there's a lot of energy to see it through. Yeah. And Jeff, I'm telling you, this is a world release. I'm telling you that. Because I have so much energy and drive in me to just get it out there and get as many people seen as possible.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from.
Timothy, I know you were there in the room when they announced Sippy Chadha as the best director. And I tell you, she came on stage, She came on stage. And the tears started flowing. And her daughter ran onto the stage. Right? Remember that moment, huh?
Very much.
Incredible. I mean, you were really, a lot was going through your mind that moment, huh?
You see, Jeff, that's so important you bring that up because...
By the way, if you want to cry now, you feel free. Feel free.
This studio is yours.
It's among us.
Yeah.
No, because I think I did not get out of the struggle into another phase. And in this country, my land of redemption, I call it, you know, where I really redeemed my emotions and came. So it was very important that whole, it's a platform, like, you know, I'm going on to another small step at a time, but onto another level, you know.
And your husband too. He was in tears as well. I mean, goodness, you were trying to make all of us cry that night.
8 years, eh?
8 years in the making.
Yeah, and actually, the family has struggled with me. Like, for example, the post-production, of course, Rose, who won the award for Best Editor, she's here local, very brilliant. But also, we took it to Hollywood, you know. So, Terry Kelly, 3-time Emmy Award winner. He did Homeland Securities, was on reduced fees, works in Paramount, edited the film. So I had to be in LA for 1.5 months. So the family, of course, the mother is not there in our culture, she's the key, yeah? So it suffered, you know, so they've gone through so many struggles for 8 years. She's going to Lamu, she's there for a month and she's researching. I went to Europe, master classes, I educated myself like that, you know, because the emotions were just pulling me to do this, you know.
And tell me the 5 awards you walked away with.
So we did the Best Feature Film that night, Best Director, Best Lead Actress, Brenda Wairimu.
Brenda, yeah.
Best Editor is Rosalita Tabu and Terry Kelly, and then Best Lighting is Solo Gada, the magician who lights the set so well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Timothy, have you seen these awards grow in leaps and bounds over the years? Have you seen the quality improve?
Yes, indeed. When we started Kalasha Awards in 2009, of course, it was a very small baby. And today, looking at the kind of quality of films that we are receiving year in, year out, I think I can only confirm that we are advancing and growing every day. The kind of talent that we have in the industry. Also looking at the number of stories that are now being told live. When we talk of lighting, directing, all these skill sets are readily available in the country. And that's why you're able to see a film like Subira coming out with a very high standard. I can assure you the 9th edition of Kalasha will be something totally different, and we should expect more. Something else that has come out of Kalasha, as we celebrate the achievers of these particular awards, it has created an opportunity for all of us in the country to appreciate the creatives. Film is a film business that anyone else can be able to apply their skills and create a living out of it. Film creates tourism opportunities for our country. It's a branding component. It gives us room to actually discuss among ourselves, creating cohesion and integration among our people. So the sky is the limit. That's all I can say for now.
Absolutely. And Sippy, you know, look, the way you were describing your struggle for the last 8 years, if you hadn't won on Saturday, I mean, it could have been quite discouraging for you.
So, I was, you built it up, Jeff, to such a level. I was like, oh my God, the award. And now we're getting all that. And I thought, just detach, I'm going to detach because it's going to be so painful not to hear my name. So when you actually said Ravneet, which is like a formal name, I don't really use it. Right. I still sat there. And Brenda was like, that's you. And I thought, is it really? Till you said Sippy, Chadha. And I thought, okay, that's definitely me,
Wow.
I think, but I'm also... we're releasing today in theatres, 4 theatres, which is Westgate, Junction, Prestige and Garden City. But actually it's also very important to me to have a commercial success because, I struggled, I saved my pennies, I've made this movie, so I need the money back to make my next film. Yeah. So I'm also a producer, half of me is a director and half of me is a producer. So now I'm very focused on getting the money back, so people must go and see it in cinema. So I was saying, okay, if I don't get the award, I was already thinking of Friday. I'm like, okay, let's get the audiences in.
Because you need to make money. How much did you spend, on this movie?
Jeff.
Okay, was it a lot of money?
Yeah, for me, yeah. Because I wanted an international quality. We shot on Alexa Ari, one of the Hollywood shoots on that, the Bollywood shoots on that. So the Danish government, they gave me some towards the end because the producer was from Denmark. Right. So it's a Kenyan-Danish co-production.
And how far are you going to take it?
So we're actually going to have a distributor. We've been asked to open in Tanzania, Uganda, Nigeria. We're going to do an Africa release. I'm also going to talk to Meera Nair, who we share the same distributor. What was her plan? She did Queen of Cartways. Yes. So that's a good strategy, And then China, like C.S. Joe Musheru was saying, but also my distributor was saying, they're big and hungry for good cinema. So it's a story of a girl breaking free. So you see, how is it going to resonate with audiences? China has the same restrictions, where the girls don't want these restrictions. They want to be free. I think Europe and all has had many such stories, So I think the hunger is in our societies. And I'm going to actualize that. Because yesterday I was at East FM, me and Tirath, the lead role, and we were just talking about our journeys. You can't imagine the young Indian girls that were calling in. And I just got a shiver. Oh my God, how did you do it? And I get fans all the time. I mean, we hadn't even released,
Yeah.
You are such an inspiration. So there's already a hunger here within us here that I think the film will travel far. So I'm not actually going to do the film festival. I'm going to be bold and probably not waste my time on film festival routes, Get the awards. I'm not very inspired by that.
What if you get nominated for others? Like Zanzibar or, the other ones?
Yeah, I will send it, but I think that's not a priority. I think I want to go for distribution and just go for audiences, I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
It's very early days because I haven't got Kalasha just happened last weekend and the premiere and the feedback, I haven't got a chance. So we are releasing now for a week and then we go to Mombasa, have a red carpet there, Friday, December 7th, then we release there. So I haven't had a chance, but I think the way the momentum is, I'm just going to maybe go non-traditional,
Yeah. And right now in the capital city, it's Westgate, Junction, Prestige, and Garden City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And regular prices, and regular prices, and just look at the newspaper listings, it's all there.
Yeah. Wow. Timothy, can we compete with products from out there, the Nollywoods and the Bollywoods? Can we compete? Is our product good enough?
Yes, indeed our product is good enough. First of all, Jeff, I would like to appreciate the fact that the 8th edition of Kalasha confirms to the country and the world that the effort Kenya Film Commission has been putting in place is actually bearing fruits. We do capacity building for the industry so that we are able to build capacity within the country. Anyone who is coming into the country to shoot a film should not have to come with crew in all departments. You only need to come with your director or your co-producer to undertake your project in the country. And for us, basically, we are able to achieve this because the skills are there. When you look at the film Subira, all crew are Kenyan.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Sippy can be able to confirm that.
Absolutely,
So-
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Except the cinematographer was Danish.
The Dane,
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
And that Hollywood
Producer,
editor.
Yeah. Actually, even the sound design. So let's say 90% was Kenyan.
90%.
Yeah, so that in itself is a confirmation that we are ready to compete.
Yeah.
The market is ready. All I would urge filmmakers is to professionalize their business of filmmaking. You've heard Sippy say she won't follow the festival's route. She wants to professionally do marketing for her film through a professional distributor, segmenting the market so that she's able to recoup what she has spent in terms of investment. And as I said earlier, film is a business like any other product. Earlier you talked about M-Pesa. Subira is an M-Pesa product for Sippy, and she should be able to sell it to the right person.
What about when movies are scheduled to be shot in Kenya and the incentives are so few or non-existent that the film is taken to South Africa instead or other places? What are you all doing to improve that?
Thank you, Jeff, for that particular point. Today, the world is competitive when it comes to filmmaking. Film locations determine a lot when it comes to a film product. And as a producer, you look at where it's really competitive for you to save a penny to be able to do your product. And that's why Kenya government, through Kenya Film Commission, has set out a program to actually implement film incentives for this country. And when we talk about film incentives, we are not only looking at incentives for international producers, but also to boost our local producers and general filmmakers to be able to do film business. For example, in Kenya, getting basically equipment that will facilitate any filmmaker to do their film business will be quite expensive. We would like to have equipment accessible by all. When we talk about by all, it will be very easy for us to tell stories when we incentivize the local producers to access these equipment easily. At the same time, provide an environment that is conducive for anyone to do this. Yes. So to be competitive, incentives are very critical, and also funding to film products within the country. Filmmaker needs money, be it in kind or in cash, to be able to produce a film.
Indeed.
You need to pay people well, just like any other profession, so that we have products that are sellable beyond our boundaries. Yes.
What was the last big movie that was made in Kenya? Out of Africa? 1982.
I don't think so. The Kimani Maruge film?
There was another one here going to Nairobi half like
The First Grader was that was the First Grader. But the
Supermodel?
Supermodel.
Yes. There are quite a number of films, and now we have Subira, plus many more. When you look at the list...
So there's a lot of hope.
Not only hope, we are almost there. Yes, we are almost there. When you look at the list of films that were submitted to Kalasha this year, we had over 1,000 submissions.
And you are number one out of 1,000 plus cities. You are number one.
Wow.
Huh? Was it all worth it? I mean, if you weren't doing film, what would you be doing?
Oh God, something boring like financial services or something.
Nina go discount.
We are speaking live to Sippy Chadha, winner of 5 Kalashes, including Best Overall Picture, and Timothy Owase, acting CEO, Kenya Film Commission. By the way, before we take a quick break, Kimutai Kuri says, "Good work, Sippy. That is amazing. Keep up the great work. African beauty."
Nikwambia ule kijana ni mwana biashara.
Umemwona baba?
Diamond.
He's good.
Oh man.
As good as Sippy Chadha,
Umeona?
latest winner of the 8th annual Kalasha Television and Film Awards.
Yes.
Which happened last week, and she walked away with 5 Kalashas in a movie she's been working on for 8 years, Subira. Check it out. In the nation's capital, it's playing at Westgate, at Junction, Prestige, and Garden City. Check it out, folks. Subira.
Yes.
Story shot in Lamu.
8 years. Unajua hiyo ndio uzuri, hiyo ndio kitu nataka watu washike.
Yeah.
Unajua watu wanashindana hapa, you want to be ushinde leo
8 minutes.
Na upenye. No man.
We're going to be speaking to Sippy Chadha in a moment. I'll continue our conversation. Also, Timothy Owase. He's the acting CEO of the Kenya Film Commission. In the meantime, Prof.
Yes.
Safaricom People calling you from all over the place now. You getting phone calls?
It's true. It's totally shocking, actually. Come for this interview. Can we have you there? I'm like, God, really?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit unbelievable at this point, really, Yeah.
Did you get time to catch your breath? Because the premiere was last night. Now you're here. Obviously, you're moving ahead. Another premiere in a week's time. It must be madness. When do you get to write another movie?
No, next year. There's no way I can think about it right now. But the storyline is there. Definitely by mid-December. Then, of course, I have to write another one. Because you see, you have to ride on the success of this one. I mean, the distributors, everyone's looking for content, Not everybody can create content. So we're going to ride. I have... in Bollywood, I have a very good consultant. Bobby Bedi is a big producer. Gurinda Chadha, Bend It Like Beckham, she's my sister-in-law in London. Yeah, and then I have another one in Italy, and my producer. So I'm very well networked, and they just give me a lot of advice,
What do they think of Subira?
So no, they thought it was a little jewel that needed to happen in the world. It was well made, well told story like that. But they have been putting in input and advising me at every step of the way. I mean, when I took it to LA, Terry Kelly, is so experienced. He's 70 years old. He just fell in love with the story. He just fell in love with the film. And it was really shocking because I've been, like you're saying, struggling for so long, and suddenly people are appreciating your craft. The color people, when you're color coding it, and they found it. And these are all ex-students from USC, one of the top film houses, in the US. So I was getting a sense of we've done something right, and Brenda has just acted superb, world class. She needs an agent to take her beyond.
Yeah, can she do it?
Absolutely. She was just, her emotional arc, there's a lot of story, there's comedy, there's emotions and sadness and loneliness and coming into her own strength, that transformation like an alchemist. She has just portrayed the whole range, international. This is international.
Can we ever, can we ever produce or make a film like Slumdog Millionaire? Which, the storyline was so simple.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet the story was so powerful.
Powerful. Of course, I think we can. Because you see, I think there's a lot of talent here. And the industry is, progressing. It's a process, I feel. Like even for me, I have to sit down, and see what is my way forward. Because when I started writing it and when I was conceptualizing, I thought between the awards and a commercial success, I choose commercial success. All right, that's why I went to LA rather than another editor I was getting in Denmark, because the Danes, the Europeans are slightly more artistic and all. And we took a decision between Vibeke and me. Said no, let's go, because we want our stories to be heard and seen by many people. So it was a strategic decision, So even now, sitting in Kenya, we have to be strategic. I could do the European film circuit, the Cannes and all that, but they restrict you from showing anywhere else. So now if I'm getting offers here in Africa, why would I play that game? I don't know. It's very restrictive, So I think it's a process to take it forward,
Absolutely.
And Netflix is coming, Timothy here is telling me, and last night CS, Joe Mushero was telling me. So for the next film, if this does well in terms of numbers, it's all in the world about numbers, right? Yeah. The art has its place, but the commercial success, then why wouldn't they fund me, It is there, possible. Absolutely. So I'm not relying on anybody else but my work. Produce good quality work and the world will run after you guys. I want to tell that to filmmakers who are like, how do I do this? Don't rely on anybody. I didn't rely on my husband to bail me out materially. I saved my money, and because I was in finance, I saved, I invested and let the project bake. Don't rush into things, I think, and success will happen. I can say that today.
Yeah. And patience. And patience.
Absolutely.
You have to have that. Timothy Owase, Kenya has been very much in the news when it comes to movies this year. I think we've been out there, especially in Cannes with Wanuri Kayo's Rafiki.
Yes.
And then Wanuri has gone on to Hollywood to produce, or rather to direct a movie. Kenya is in the news, huh? And like you said, Netflix is coming.
Yes.
Jeff, tell us.
Jeff, I think I just want to take this opportunity to appreciate what Sippy has just said. Many untold stories. Yes. We need to tell these stories the best way possible. And the only way to do this is basically to apply our skills properly, do proper research, and apply that research professionally to be able to get your movies out there and make a living out of this.
Yeah.
Rafiki is one of those films that were a bit controversial, but it's a film that was done in this country. And quite a number of young people got income out of this particular production. Kenya Film Commission not only promotes local film industry, but also attracts international filmmaking to be done here in Kenya because of the key benefits that the country would accrue from the art of filmmaking. There is a key issue that I would like to send out as a rallying call to Kenyans. The art of watching movies, the screen culture in the country. The Commission is determined to see a situation where we go back to the movies. Right now, Subira is in the theaters. I call upon Kenyans to go out and see the kind of movie we are talking about. Go out and watch the many Kenyan movies that are actually being shown in various platforms. And again, technology being at a very advanced stage when it comes to how we access film content. I think there is a huge opportunity for this particular country. Again, based on your question, Jeff, I think you've watched quite a number of movies. And a number of these movies, some of them have been made in this country. We can make more. The Commission, based on its mandate of creating a vibrant film industry in Kenya, will continue to create those platforms, incentivize local filmmakers, attract international blockbuster movies to be made here, and also push the government policy on film industry so that we have a very structured way of doing film business.
Yeah, we have to push that in all ways. By the way, I was telling Prof the other day about whether I wish someone could revive Fox Drive-In. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that growing up? And he asked me, what is that? He did. What is Fox Drive-In?
Because you're probably not
It
born.
was killed. Who bought the farm?
Do you know Bellevue?
Bellevue. Yes, I know Bellevue.
You call it Bellevue, probably.
Yes,
right?
yes. Everyone calls it.
You know what that thing is? What the sign is? That's a screen. That's a movie screen.
Huh? It's your stage. I know it's stage.
Bellevue.
Bellevue.
It was a drive-in movie. Yeah. You drive your car in, you buy some chips and burgers,
Yeah.
you sit in your car, you get the speaker in your window,
Yeah.
and you watch from your car.
We need that.
You know?
Na watoto tulikuwa na yetu ilikuwa watoto keti chini. Ile mlikuwa mnazungishana na nani? Watoto wanakali inawekwa kwa soko. Watoto keti chini. Ilikuwa ni mtoto akisimama anakaa kaa chini.
Because they're
blocking the view. So watoto keti chini. That was the closest we came to.
Sippy, Chadha, we're going to give you the final word in this going forward, and congratulations on your successes. What do you tell people out there? What do you tell Kenyans going forward now?
Well, first of all, I have to say, guys, please come and see Subira. It's releasing today in cinemas, like Jeff had said, at Westgate, Junction, Prestige and Garden City at regular cinema prices. Morning shows $350, evening shows $650, like that. So it's not overpriced, it's a regular show. Wow. And second of all, come and see your local content and be positive, work hard, make good cinema, and let's move forward and export Kenya on an international level, you know?
Absolutely. And, you know, Kalashas have grown in leaps and bounds. We can't wait for the 9th annual 1 Timothy.
Indeed.
And congratulations. At the end of the day, it's all about patience. That's what I read from the 8 years in the making.
Yes, one story, 8 years. Unajilipia dege, unaenda unatafuta watu.
Imagine.
You research,
begging for money.
Begging, fungua WhatsApp, you had a WhatsApp group ya Harambee. People, I'm sure, left at night. you brought them back in the morning.
It's true.
So you know, imagine 8 years.
8 years.
No wonder it was. No wonder, you know, a story like that.
Yeah.
You do not become just a storyteller.
Yeah,
you
it's
are
true.
now a passionate person fighting for the freedom of girls. You know, that's a beautiful story.
Great story.
That's a beautiful
And many more
story.
to come. Sippy, Chadha, and all the winners last weekend at the Kalasha. Congratulations to all of you, and keep doing what you do, because this is the only way we're going to build this industry.
Kabisa.
One movie
At a time.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what we call
Candid interviews with decision makers. Catch Jeff Koinange and Professor Hamo every day, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Hot 96.